The first thing he said is, we will not make this a sad film. He was not even thinking I'm Diljit. He was thinking I'm an actor. I'm playing Chamkila. I can be the music director of at least 10 films of my own without him. One thing that I've learned from Rahman is surrender.
Tracking milestones of an incredible journey spanning more than 3 decades. Rahman Music Sheets. Hi friends, discover the top take as we uncover the wow factor in this episode. Do watch it till the end to grab this musical moment of the day. (2024) Amar Singh Chamkila, a film depicting the life of Punjab's most controversial folk singer, also known as Elvis of Punjab.
चमकीला, the Elvis of Punjab, जो दुनिया भर में अपने गंदे और अश्लील गीतों के लिए जाना जाता है.
He sang of lust, love and life, unfiltered, unapologetic. The elite dismissed him. The public couldn't get enough of his renditions. At 28, he and his wife Amarjot were shot dead. An assassination that remains a mystery. Directed by Imtiaz Ali, the film sees Diljit Dosanjh live and breathe Chamkila. Parineeti Chopra plays Amarjot, his partner in music and fate. Music by AR Rahman pulses through the narrative, where folk meets fury and melody mirrors the madness of a restless soul.
I remember the first meeting with the first collaborator that I had for Chamkila, that was Rahman sir. And the first thing he said is, we will not make this a sad film. That we'll make happy music in this film. So I said, this is the moment that this film has decided to become a more popular film. Because you said that, now we will. You know, and then that has really changed the outlook of the music in this film. There is not much that is sad or heavy in this album. And then I also took a leaf out of that for the whole film to make sure that nothing feels very heavy. You don't want to sit over there and cry. We already know that Chamkila's story has a lot of misfortune, that there is all of this dramatic killing and all of that is going on. So, but the story is not really about that. So let's not get confused with the heaviness. So that was a big collaboration, a collaborative point that came through from him. The other thing that Rahman sir said right in this first meeting is that he was very excited to make a full Punjabi album. He said, finally I'm making a Punjabi album. But I said, you've made so many Punjabi songs. He said, yeah, but this whole thing, this whole film is based in Punjab. So all the songs will have to be from that world. So I'm very excited about that. And he said, I'll make the whole album unplugged. We didn't stick to that because we just wanted a bigger range, etc. But then he was very excited to come up with very desi, very sound of the land kind of music in Chamkila.
Imtiaz, you and Mr. Rahman decided to stay true to grassroots,
Right.
true to the soil and soul of Punjabi music. Was it ever a concern that it might alienate the urban youth and a large non-Punjabi audiences?
I don't think so. I think that when you are connected to the grassroots, you're always connected to larger numbers of people. And what we consider youth is not only the city slick youth that we see in Juhu, but also the young people of all over the country, like, people like myself who've grown up in small town. So youth is everywhere, and youth is also in older people. It's not as though there is no youth in AR Rahman. There is a lot of childishness also in AR Rahman. The child is also alive. So what I'm trying to say is that by doing Chamkila, in fact, I was trying to get closer to the larger population of people, to come closer to the grassroots. Sometimes, and I don't want to feel alienated just because I live in a big city, and part of the reason that I also travel so much is to try to get out of the big city into the other places, and to remind myself constantly what this country and this world is.
Rahman composed 6 original songs penned by Irshad Kamil. Among them, Baja hits the hardest. A celebration of Chamkila's spirit played against the silence of his end. It's a gut-wrenching contrast, death wrapped in rhythm. Sung by 23 voices, the track explodes with chaotic energy. Among them is Mohit Chauhan, stepping in front of the camera not just as a singer, but as a narrator of Chamkila's myth and madness.
Baja is presented in a very unique manner. Chamkila's dead body is in a truck. Elsewhere, everyone is dancing to his songs. And then Mohit Chauhan becomes the narrator.
Yeah, it is wonderful. Mohit Chauhan has acted in theatre while in college, etc. And then we had a plan, and we have the bigger role of Mohit Chauhan is going to come in the future in one of my films, hopefully. But I wanted him to at least make an appearance over here as this Sikh man who is talking about Chamkila.
Chamkila bole, teri hikte malai ai baahon mein papi jet sharabi.
And also has another scene in the film with Diljit where he is trying to tell Chamkila to take it easy and not take risks and all that. So that was very nice, and of course Mohit was miming his own voice in Baja. And Baja is a unique song because here again it is like a musical theatre where the players are actually telling the audience, singing and telling the story to the audience.
Two composers, 2 generations, RDB and ARR. Can they be compared? Why can't there be another Kishore Kumar? Singer Srinivas, full interview, uncut, uncensored. Rahman Music Sheets. Only on O2 India. Streaming now on YouTube. Find its link in the description.
कुछ ही पलों की बात है, खुद बीबी अमर जोत और भाई अमर सिंह चमकीला आपके सामने होंगे.
Chamkila, the highest record-selling artist of his time, a voice that echoed across the fields of Punjab.
कलाकार महान है, लेकिन तू अपना है चमकीले.
To honor that legacy, Rahman recreated 17 of Chamkila's original tracks, retaining their composition, style and soul. Imtiaz Ali took it a step further, filming and recording these songs as live performances by Diljit Dosanjh and Parineeti Chopra.
सर ये एक डेडिकेट है सॉन्ग हमारी फिल्म का, इन्हें विदा करो. क्योंकि ये फिल्म से निकल चुके हैं, इनका लास्ट डे है। यहाँ पे वो गाना यहाँ पे वो गाना लगा दो, इन्हें विदा करो, इन्हें विदा।
Imtiaz, you chose Diljit and Parineeti as lead actors because they could sing, but you made them sing live and record their performances live. It can be insanely challenging, but it was achieved. How?
Well, I knew that in the West people do live recording for singing, and that is the primary requirement for that is the talent of the artist. If you have an artist that can sing live, then you're on with it. So if Diljit was going to play Chamkila, this was eminently going to get on. And I then definitely wanted live singing because I knew there would be a quality to it and I wanted to discover it actually, that what is it? We always shoot playback where the music has already been recorded and the artist is miming, but is it possible to do the reverse and see how it sounds and how it looks? And there is a quality, there's a reality to the live singing. You know, it makes everything very different. And I really enjoyed it. It was technically a bit difficult. I remember a lot of people from Rahman sir's team, Hiral, Rahman sir himself, basically Rahman sir, but also Riaz and Hiral, they contributed a lot to the technical expertise, along with Dhiman Karmarkar, who was my sound recordist, and you know, he really figured out how to do this. The rest was easy. It was just like more enjoyable. You just play it. We had the real musicians were actually playing the musicians, and they played. And Diljit is on stage and he's singing live. Of course, he can. And he also, let me tell you, Diljit never assumed for a moment that this is easy for me. He came in with so much surrender because he was not even thinking I'm Diljit. He was thinking I'm an actor. I'm playing Chamkila. I have to be Chamkila right now. So how will he sing? How would he intonate? How was he thinking? He was only being Chamkila. He was not even aware of Diljit. So that is very, very big credit. If those Akhada scenes have come out well, that is because of the great talent that Diljit is and that Parineeti is.
After recording them live, did you clean the sound?
No.
How did you achieve the cinematic
We never
quality?
redubbed the songs after they were recorded. What you see in the film is what we have recorded on set as far as the Chamkila Akhadas are concerned.
Naram Kalja, Chamkila's boldest punch, raw, cheeky and rebellious.
Naram Kalja, garam tabiyat naram kalja.
Sung by Alka Yagnik, Richa Sharma, Pooja Tiwari and Yashika Sikka. It's not just a song, it's a secret, but whispered out loud. Village women, caught between their chores and customs, steal moments to celebrate their buried desires.
A very unique thing about Chamkila was that being as double meaning and controversial as he was very popular with women, and this was a paradox, and I was trying to understand why this was the case. And then of course I realized that women are always around the more licentious lyrics, and that is traditionally how it has also always been, and it's maybe some sort of a drive against their own feeling of repression. So therefore this song came out, and then we wanted a song, and then Rahman sir insisted that I shoot the whole song, that he make the whole song. I thought it'll just be a very small part, maybe 30 seconds, but he just made the whole song. And then once he made it, then I shot it, and it is actually a later creation, but it is the most beautiful time I had shooting in this film.
5, 6, 7, action!
Naram Kalja, with these beautiful women from Punjab, most of who had never seen shooting or theatre or anything performative like that, and they were all together, and we didn't have much of a plan. We didn't have a choreographer. Shrishti Jain, who was the executive producer of the film, has done the dances for this song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
She and I managed to shoot the whole song, and with these wonderful women that she trained, and it is one of the most organic and rewarding experiences of filming for me.
Vida Karo, the emotional spine of Chamkila, a farewell steeped in longing and loss.
Mainu vida karo ji.
Sung by Arijit Singh and Jonita Gandhi, the track captures the stillness that follows a storm.
Ab vida karo mere yaara.
Rahman allows the silence between notes speak louder.
Mat maila main.
You know, Imtiaz, Mainu Vida Karo makes one nostalgic. It reminds you of film music in the 60s.
Yeah.
It reminds you of Pyasa.
ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है.
And Mohammad Rafi Sahib singing Meri Awaaz Suno in Naunihal in 1967.
मैंने एक फूल जो सीने पे सजा रखा था.
And a word like Mat Mela, I can't remember when it was last used for a film song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please tell us how this song evolved.
The making of Mainu Vida Karo was the most beautiful making, one of the most beautiful makings of any songs in my career. And Rahman sir put the lights out of the room where we were sitting. That's where his grand piano is in the studio. And he puts the light off and he asks the candles to be lit, and we lit candles, and he started to play the piano, just tunes and talking. And then he improvised and he came to the tune of Mainu Vida Karo. And then he said, Irshad, can you write something on it? And Irshad, me, was sitting over there, and Hiral, who works with Rahman sir, and Irshad just wrote Mainu Vida Karo, Mainu Vida Karo, Mainu Vida Karo mere yaar.
Mainu vida karo ji, maine jana hai us paar.
Before that, Rahman sir was singing some other lines. Tere siva nahi, something else he was singing, just like bogus words. And then Irshad just wrote it immediately. And that song got made immediately, just right there. And that's how the song has remained, you know. We didn't change much of it later either.
Paap ka dariya mein mainu vida karo.
I believe there was a happy version of Vida Karo also.
Yes, there was a romantic version to which we shot the tu kya jane situation. And then Rahman sir later said, this tune is already in the film, so why don't we change this? We can do better, let's make another song. So we made another song, and by that time I'd already shot it, and then I changed it over to this. That is something that Rahman sir and I do a lot.
Mr. Rahman finally came up with a soundtrack that stayed true to Punjabi music, but also had Western arrangements, electronic modern sounds. On this, was there ever a creative conflict between both of you?
No, there was no conflict, because, you know, we go song per song, and then he came up with, actually while in the working of Chamkila, a certain vintage quality was brought in by AR Rahman, if you notice. Even तू क्या जाने मेरे यार और Mainu Bida Karo, these songs especially, they have a certain vintage quality like the songs of the 80s of Hindi cinema, you know.
छुप छुप तकती हूँ कह ना सकती हूँ.
And it's so beautiful because Chamkila was playing in the 80s, and that is a later decision that gets added, that happened. But it happened in his head. I only heard it ultimately. So he was trying to go for a certain sound. And you know, a musician doesn't tell you in words what he is doing. When you hear what his songs are or what his tunes are, then you realize what he is doing. And then, you know, I obviously went along with that. And it's not as though there is any electronicness which jars the period or the melody at any point of time, but it just it was very nice to actually get into that period of the country and get close to the grassroots, as you said, close to the land, and bring the music out.
Imtiaz, you and Mr. Rahman have worked together on 4 films. For each song, he sent you multiple compositions and versions. Now, you must have a goldmine of music in your library that you don't need a music director for next 5 films, maybe.
I have this joke with Rahman sir that now I have so many of his songs that he doesn't even know, so many scratches and so many wonderful melodies that I can be the music director of at least 10 films. Of my own without him. And it's also a joke that sometimes he calls me and asks me if I have something of his that he can take back. That also sometimes has happened because he does know that I have kept everything that he's ever sent, you know, and I've got this huge library which is very enviable for everybody else.
Out of the 4 films that you have worked with him,
yeah,
is it possible to rate them as 1, 2, 3, 4?
It's not possible to actually number the films, or it's not possible to say which film is better than the other. For me, as an experience, all of them have their own unique identities, and I have enjoyed working on each one of them in a very different way. The one thing about Rahman is that there is no particular process that he follows at all. Every song is a unique experience. Every film, therefore, is a very different experience from anything else. But I think somehow, in a very, like an organic way, the process of the making of songs in a film is suited to the story of the film. You know, so it's always an extreme pleasure to be in Rahman sir's studio and to work with him, but I can't really rank the films.
Okay, you can't rank them, but I'm sure there is one song that is closest to you.
That is Phir Se Ud Chala for me. The one thing that I've learned from Rahman is surrender. That you can't scheme your way into making a good film or good music or a good song. You have to actually go there and do it with all your heart. And in many ways, I try to follow him and bring myself to a stage where I can also start doing work as well as he does. He's really he's a guide to me beyond just films.
Coming up next, 3 unforgettable melodies. Kisna, Rang De Basanti, Jodha Akbar, Tales of Eternal Love. At the heart of them all, one voice, Madhushri. She joins us in our next episode. Stay with us.
He was very excited to make a full Punjabi album. He said, finally, I'm making a Punjabi album. But I said, you've made so many Punjabi songs. He said, yeah, but this whole thing, this whole film is based in Punjab. So all the songs will have to be from that world. So I'm very excited about that. And he said, I'll make the whole album unplugged.
Do you agree that this indeed was the moment of the day? Is your choice different? Whatever your mind says, write it in the comments section below. We will be waiting. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon and stay entertained.